Welcome, blessed magical souls. Welcome to this third quarter, last quarter moon pick a reading. Before you are 3 separate readings. We have reading 1, reading 2, and reading 3. If you're chomping at the bit and you just can't wait, go down to the description box. Look for the one you were drawn to, 1, 2, or 3, and underneath that will be a link. Click on that link and it'll take you to your reading. Okay, so for those of you who would like to know more about this reading and how it came to be and all of that good stuff, hang around. There's some good stuff coming through. I'm going to go into more in depth into how each of these readings came to be. I'm so excited to read for you guys today. Honestly, I've been going through so much of my own stuff, and you know, when you're going through so much of your own stuff, you can only take so much of your stuff and yourself, and you're just like, just tell me about you. I just want to know about you. What's going on? I don't want to think about myself. It's not bad. I'm just overwhelmed. Summer is a wonderful time, and for my fellow empaths, you can probably align with this energy, or those of you who just are energy sensitive. Because, being an empath, telepath, medium, sensitive, intuitive, these are all just terms, languaging, labels that we are given. Thank you, bird medicine, to kind of like enlighten us through each transition that we're going through. There's so many things I want to talk to you guys about, but before we get into that, I just want to explain what each reading is, okay? So so basically, let me back up a little bit. For those of you who are new here, welcome. Oh my gosh. So as of this moment, there are 300 subscribers. That's so exciting to me because that means that there are 300 people like me out there in the, on earth right now, fighting a good fight. Those are just the subscribers. Let me tell you, I get my reports from YouTube, and there are lots of people who watch these readings that just don't comment, like, or subscribe. But we know you're here, so thank you. It is power in numbers. And please subscribe, because every time you subscribe, you come forward, and it pushes us forward as a tribe. We need 1,000 of us subscribed to this channel in order for me to get paid. And if you want to donate, that's awesome. You can always donate. The donations are always appreciated. All of my information is in the description box below. Also in my about section. There's more in my about section as well. And for those of you, I know Anna especially, that like to send oracle decks, I am setting up a private PO box, or like one of those things. I'm in the process of doing that right now, so soon I will have that back up and running. So that would be really awesome. And actually, it'll be like any donations, like you can send anything, and I'm going to put it public because it's going to be in a, one of those things like they don't have my quote unquote real address, right? So that way people can send me, whatever they want to send me, beautiful, wonderful things. I love getting your artwork and your letters and your messages and all of that. It's really beautiful and helpful. And I'm going to put a wish list of things that are always, like candles. But I do want to say though, like, I'll ask you to please look, really look at it, because I am very sensitive to scents and smells. So if you're going to send me candles, please don't send me the cheapy dollar store candles or things like that. Even though I love you for the thought, I'd rather you just send me a prayer, because I cannot use stuff like that. I won't use chemicals or candles that have chemicals in them, especially when the winter months, come and it gets colder. I have to, close the windows and all that kind of stuff. So I have to make sure that my air is pure. So just keep that in mind. I like soy-based things like that, and no scents. Even though you may think of a scent for me, or you want to create one for me, please refrain. But you can send candles, like the beeswax are fine. That doesn't bother me, that smell, like certain things like that. Like basically anything that's natural from nature that hasn't been manipulated by man and toxic chemicals, simulations of smells and products, I'm good. You want to send me a knit cap because you love to knit? I love you. That's fucking awesome. You know what I mean? I'm going to start having that because I feel like, these readings are about the exchange of energy. All of the work I do is about the exchange of energy. So anytime you're watching anything like this, I don't care if it's a podcast you're listening to, whatever, send that person or that group of people a prayer and say, thank you for your service. I'm in gratitude. Thank you for the lessons today. Thank you for the teachings, whatever it is, thank you for the laughs. Thank you for that great recipe. I heard Ina Gardner, so somebody must be an Ina Gardner fan. So that kind of stuff. It's really about getting us to transition out of a certain mindset and transition into the real us, like who we are. Because in this third quarter moon, it's about transition and forgiveness. So in each of these readings, Spirit is going to enlighten us with things that we're going to be transitioning into. And as I was setting this up, I was like, oh, this is interesting because I'm thinking, oh, we're going to transition out of something. So I'm thinking, oh, we're going to talk to the dragons. We're going to get some real medicine here. We're going to get some real, And then I got from Spirit, I was like, no, I got this more like, no, we're transitioning into things. That's why these cards are so magical. I mean, look at the first card. You've got a hedge witch. That the key word is shine, okay? And she's got a unicorn. And the Labradorite wanted to come like right in front of her to protect her. Labradorite is really awesome. So if you're drawn to reading number 1, get yourself some Labradorite if you can afford to do so. If you can't, you can still channel the Labradorite energy. I will put it down below. Always look in the description box for extra little pearls of wisdom, little jewels there, okay? For the new people. For those who've been coming here, you know what I'm talking about. You've been here before. So I spout off angel numbers, animals. Like obviously you got a unicorn. So research unicorn spirit medicine, spirit animal. And there's dates there, July 8th to August 4th. So that's Cancer and Leo season. That could be pertaining to a date that's very important to you. It could be a birthday. It could be signs that you're dealing with. We also have water and fire because Cancer is water and Leo is fire. So work with those energies. The holly leaf, if you're drawn to that, we'll talk more about that. Also interesting that we're in the crescent moon because we're about to go into the waning crescent after this third quarter energy. But what I thought was really cool and super compelling is, you guys know Spirit likes to work with me through music. So we haven't done this in a minute. When I read for you, when we do one-on-one sessions, and if you'd like a one-on-one session with me, reach out to me at themagicalmedium@gmail.com. I will be taking one-on-one sessions until I don't have time to do so. So if you would like a one-on-one session with me, you might want to get it now, because I'm telling you, I've been seeing like what's coming down for me. And I don't always read for myself really, but man, oh man, I can just see the blessings that are coming, and a lot of work is coming my way. A lot of physical, mental, and emotional work. Spirit is having me do more Reiki with people one-on-one. I'm going to be doing that here in person on the north side of the peninsula. I'm feeling that coming into play into my life. I've been meeting a lot of people. Also, Spirit wanted me to point out that, doesn't this look like a smiley face and a little winky? It almost looks like a cloud. So if you're drawn to reading 1, go for it. These readings that we do, they're a little more sometimes, and especially in this case, I can feel it from the hedge witches, that they're galactic energies, they're healing energies. The hedge witches are just healers. We come from the angel realm. We come from, outside of this planet. We all do, but, we come from a special place, and everybody has their alignment with it. That's my alignment with it now. But the unicorns, dragons, like we all come from the angel realm. So I believe that fairies and, like this very mystical, magical place feels like where we come from. And if you were drawn to this reading, you come from there too, somewhere in that realm, okay? You could be other things as well. Don't limit yourself. Don't limit your soul and your, you know what I mean? These are very earthly terms that sometimes it's hard for me. I'm trying to explain it to you in a way that I want you to get it, right? Because I know you're not muggles, but if you're new here, which I feel like some of you guys are new here, welcome. And some of you guys, you guys are old, man. Even before you ever fucking met me, you knew what was you knew what was up. You know what I mean? So, and most of you, if you're here when you were a child, you probably felt things or knew things that you couldn't couldn't understand, right? And now you're starting to understand who you really are and what you are, and there is nothing wrong with you. You are fucking perfect. You are magical. And especially this reading, if you were drawn to this reading today, I mean, these beautiful medieval hedge witches have something to say. This is the Enchanted Spell Oracle by the Priestess Moon. And she, I believe, is Australian. She's definitely from down under. I don't know why I can never remember. I guess because it doesn't really matter. But yeah, this deck is like, it does not like mess around. It you know what I mean? It takes no prisoners kind of thing. Like, this is the real deal. Like, if you found yourself here, you're here for a reason, okay? But this pile, what was so interesting is, you know, when Spirit draws me to what'd you say, Spirit? Oh yeah, when I'm shuffling, Spirit plays music for me. And then they'll say like, this song is for this. And they were having me take screenshots, and I wasn't sure exactly why I was doing it, but I make little movies all the time that I post on my TikTok, and on, you know, this channel, right? So I was just like, huh. But today, it wasn't until like the second or third song, I think it was, and I was like, okay, I see what's going on. But it wasn't until I thought we were doing 4 readings, and I realized the 4th song was an actual healing meditation they want us to all work with. So that'll be in the description box below as well. It'll say like meditation healing or something like that. But what was really beautiful was I had already pulled the cards. And then I went back and looked at the titles of the songs, because not all of them were like common, you know, especially the Chaka Khan song for reading 2. That's a newer Chaka Khan song. I love her. Chaka Khan, Chaka Khan, Chaka Khan, everybody Chaka Khan, right? To all my older people, you know what I'm talking about, or those who grew with Chaka Khan, you know. But man, so first one was Peri Como. So getting back to reading 1, you're reading 1, the title is, you know, Peri Como, but a lot of people have done it. Dean Martin. No, you can't take that away from me, the way you blah, blah, blah. And so that's when I started to realize that the key word of reading 1 is shine. And you are meant to shine. They can't take that away from you. No fucking way can they take that away from you. Never. None of us. No one can take or steal our shine. And maybe some of these messages right now from Spirit for the Collective is just for you to hear that. We'll go more in depth in each card, right? We're only going to do 1 card per reading, but there's a lot of medicine in each card. That's why. So the interesting thing was, it was Peri Como's version of You Can't Take That Away From Me. But the title of the album, my eyes went to that first, and it was You Won't Be Satisfied. So we're going to go more into that. But it's interesting that this is talking about transition and forgiveness. So I feel like you're transitioning out of that, like, you can't take that away from me. Like, I'm shining like a rock star, you know, I'm shining like a diamond, right? Shine on, you crazy diamond. Because you know why? You won't be satisfied no matter what I do, no matter what, you know what I'm saying? So I just thought that was really profound. We'll go more into that. I'm excited. Okay. And then for reading 2, I love that even though these are hedge witches, they're not necessarily a he or she, you know, I guess they, but this second card, this second reading feels very feminine to me. And the key word is prosperity. And the title of the Chaka Khan song for reading 2 is A Woman Like Me, or just Woman Like Me. You have got to, I'm going to put links for all these songs below as well. You know, really listen to them, especially the Chaka Khan song. Like, I love the lyrics of this song. It is so good. I don't know if she wrote it. We'll have to, you know, each of us research it on our own. We're going to go into more detail about that. But, you know, I almost feel like this one is saying, like, you don't need to apologize for being who you are, you know, and maybe you're rocking the feminine energy really hard, which is why they use the word woman. Okay. And even for that song, it's about rocking the divine feminine energy. So it doesn't matter if you align what you align with and your outer, inner, doesn't matter. It's about, we all have feminine and masculine. So this is for if you're really, maybe you're feeling like you need to connect more with the woman like you inside. Maybe you need to, you know, connect more with your feminine. Maybe you've been letting the masculine run the show a little bit too long, you know? So we'll go into more detail about that. And then reading 3 is, this one is my favorite, I have to tell you. And not because, I mean, all of them are awesome. I don't know what the readings are going to be, but I'm saying in terms of this connection, right? Because I love like how the title of the song and the albums and all that stuff. But reading 3 is Illumination. That's literally the name under it. We've worked with a lot of these cards, definitely the last 2, and the last, I think, I don't know how many readings we've been using these cards, but you know, when they come back, it's for us to revisit something, to look at it again. And also a week from today, the shadow of Mercury retrograde will be coming in. So, you know, right now we are in the 7th moon phase, the 3rd quarter moon of transition and forgiveness, but after that is the 8th moon phase of rest and restore. And so over the next few days, I want you guys to take some time, because the Lionsgate portal is going to be closing, I think Monday. Whenever you watch this, they're timeless, of course. Today in real time, it's Friday the 19th, I believe. Yes. So the last quarter moon, I'm still in that energy, but I'm not sure if these will be posted today or tomorrow. So over the weekend, and whenever you see this, you can still channel that energy. But while the portal is still open and before it closes all the way, I want you guys to really think about what it is that you need to forgive. Forgiveness has been the title of this whole moon cycle, really. And with the full moon being in Aquarius, there's just a lot. There's a lot going on. But okay, so listen to this though. So we'll get into it. I'm like, I can go on and on. You guys know I love it. But, and also, what did you say, Spirit? Oh yeah, next Saturday is the new moon in Virgo. So, oh, that's what you were saying. Okay. Hold on. We're in the 7th. Yes. Okay. Got it. Okay. And then we'll be going into the waning crescent with it. Okay. That was right. I thought they were telling me something else. Okay. So sorry about that, you guys. Sometimes I'm like channeling, talking to them. I'm talking to you. Okay. So reading 3 is Illumination, but the name of the song is The Luminous, the Dark. The Luminous, the dark. So I was like, what? I feel like for some of you, you're transitioning out of the dark night of the soul, because the title of the album is called Beguiled. And the artist is Tim Story. So I don't know if the name Tim means anything to you guys, or even story, like maybe it's your story. I don't know. We're going to get there, but it's really exciting. Or maybe you're just starting to go into the dark night of the soul, and there's going to be some little pearls for you to help get through it. You know, everybody goes through the shadow self, through the dark night of the soul. Some people have many transitions of the dark night of the soul, because they came here for multiple lessons. It's different for everybody. It's not a race. It doesn't make you better, more powerful. No, we're all the same. We're just like going through things differently. We're experiencing our life on earth differently. So that to me is really amazing. I mean, just come on. And then the name of the meditation that Spirit wants us to work with is High Coherence Soundscapes. What? Right? Like high coherence, like connecting to our higher selves, to the divine. High coherence, like really like being coherent, being present. And the soundscapes, like closing your eyes, listening to what's around you, being in nature, even just sitting, if you're like take the subway or a bus, or even when you're driving to work, like, you know, you could put this on, even whatever you need, but listen to what's going on around you, because there's pearls everywhere. And this is a meditation and healing music, and you can do driving meditation. Just don't do it if you're that person that falls asleep, right? If you're, you know, I'm a narcoleptic reader, but I wouldn't want anybody out there like falling asleep at the wheel. So, you know, obviously use caution and all that good stuff. But this is a deep theta, 4 hertz. And again, I'll put all that below. This was a biggie. This was a big one. Really powerful. I mean, we haven't even gotten into each of the readings yet, and I've already been downloading so much. And that is by Steve Halpern. Okay? The other things that Spirit wants us to work with for the collective is use your mind. Don't let it use you. So we splurged and got a box of the Buddha teas because my husband's always like, you know, we both came from families that were cutting corners kind of people, right? And long story short, as we've been like kind of expanding our wealth and our knowledge and all these wonderful things on our path, I said, you know, there are certain things that we shouldn't splurge on. And he loves his morning beverage. And I said, that should be, you don't go out, you don't, whatever. I'm like, you do it every morning. I'm like, get what you want. So we splurged on these. So we just thought it was really funny that for it being such an expensive tea, he loves it. But I'm like, there are, I think, 18 teas in there. And I believe he's gone through almost the whole box. And we've gotten the same 4 over and over. And at first we're like, oh, because we get excited in the morning. But then it started to get kind of cool because then I realized that Spirit wanted us to keep looking at it from a different angle. And every time I've seen this one, I've had a different mindset. But this one today really got me because it made me realize how significant this is. Use your mind. Don't let your mind use you. What Spirit is saying there is that if you are consciously aware of your thoughts, then you don't have fear and you don't have stress. You don't. When you're conscious of your thoughts. It's when we're in the muggle mindset of, oh my gosh, and I have to do this and I have to do that and this has to happen and oh my God. And you know what I mean? It's like, that is your mind using you. And it's using you against yourself. Do you hear me? Do you feel me? Right? It was like my mind exploded. And I was like that stoner moment where I was like, whoa, my mind has been blown. My mind has been blown. And I knew what they were trying to say. And exactly, use your mind. Because your mind knows that you can only, do so much and that we cannot control everything. We cannot. If we try to keep controlling things, all we do is lessen our grasp on like our own reality. And it's a form of darkness and evil that's using us, right? It's the darkness that's using us. And it's okay. It's okay. We need that. We need it because we wouldn't learn anything. The darkness has a purpose. That's why we have a balance of light and dark. Everything has a purpose. So our mind knows, because our soul knows, that all problems are illusions of the mind. You feel me? You hear me? It's an illusion. Especially when we're wrapped up in something that hasn't even happened yet. Even if someone's going to say no, even if, you know what I mean? It's like to get worked up about it or going back in the past. Even if you feel like it's a problem now, it's like you can't change it. You can't fix it. And if you do get in your time machine, we watched this independent film the other day. I forget the name of it, but it was this guy was going through the bathroom floor of a hotel. It was actually a brilliant film. But there were moments where I was about to give up on it, and I'm so glad I didn't at the end. I'm like, dude, that was fucking clever. I'm like, it was really, really smart. I will look for it, and I will put it in the description box below if you want to check it out. But it was just really interesting about us trying to control time and controlling like what the outcome is going to be. So if you found yourself here, most likely you are controlling because of what you are. Whatever you align with, wizard, angel, demon, whatever. But you are now starting to understand who you are. And once we realize that we're not really of this earth and that we were placed here to help humankind shift out of this old patriarchal, very painful, rape, molestation, greed, gross, me, mine, I have everything, you have nothing. I mean, that is just fucking gross. It's just gross. It's just fucking gross. And I can get angry about it, but then I let it go. Because I know that that's just where they are and they're playing a part too. And now we are here to transfer out of that because, It's been fun. It's been a slice, but we've all learned what we need to learn, and it's time to move on. It's time for Earth to move on, and there are certain energies and entities that don't want that to happen because they're having too much fun controlling things. And Spirit's saying, yeah, but that's not your gig. You're not here to control anything. That's not your job. The only thing that we can control is ourselves. And even so, if we just flow, our lives go beautifully because our higher selves already have written out this beautiful path that we can divert from at any time. They put little signs and magical, one of my favorite cartoons, 2522. I was wondering if we'd have an angel number. Perfect. 2522. One of my favorite little cartoon captions was of Ziggy. And if you don't know Ziggy, look him up. Ziggy's awesome. And if I can find a link or a picture or whatever, I will put it there for you guys. Maybe I'll post it on my Tickety Talk. But it's so funny because it's like Ziggy standing there going, I don't know which way to go. And there's this path that's like completely like empty and there's nothing there. And there's another path that has like all of these signs that are like, this way, go here. This is awesome. Come this way, But even that, it's like people are like, duh, Ziggy. Because Ziggy was always kind of like, quote unquote, not very bright or whatever. He didn't always make the best choices. But in the end, he would, right? It reminds me of The Love Is. You guys know we've talked about this before, my regulars. I love all that stuff. I'm 50 years old. I'm dating myself. I can't help it. The 70s were fucking awesome. I feel so blessed to have been born in 71. But yeah, there's just a lot of interesting ways you can look at that story. So, going back to the Hollywood from Pretty Woman, what's your dream? Everybody has a dream. What's your dream? It's time for you to transition into your dream. So reading number 1, transition into shine, baby. Reading number 2, transition into prosperity. And reading number 3, when you get out of that fucking darkness, you go and illuminate that beautiful, gorgeous soul that you are. And I love that there's a rainbow there too. I've been getting so many downloads for the LGBTQ community. Just a lot of it. Like Spirit's been having me put like hashtag LGBTQ. I just want to make sure I'm saying it right. Witches and Witches Unite and things like that, which were hashtags that kind of came into my orbit that I didn't even, I'm not always targeting whatever, but now I feel like Spirit's like, no, because we have so many angels. When I was growing up, 9 of my closest friends, some of them I knew when we were growing up, that they were different and I didn't understand it completely because I was little, but I loved them anyway. I didn't care. But as I got older, I realized what gay was, and I was just like, well, I don't care. I love them. Like, it doesn't matter to me, but it's very special. And what I realized is that they're the most beautiful angels here on earth because they're here to show everyone that it doesn't matter what you look like, what sex you are. And hey, man, if you change your gender and then you want to change it, to something else and you want to change it back or change, like really, is it any of anybody else's fucking business? I mean, obviously there's health issues and stuff, but you know what I mean? I just feel like this earth is just this beautiful place for us to be who we are. And we are here to remind people that Earth is this great place to have fun, 2818, and learn. And yeah, there'll be challenges, and there's love, and there's darkness. There's the balance of the light and the dark. But in general, we're meant to just love and be loved and have a good time and express ourselves in whatever way feels good to us individually, 2836. So don't let anyone tell you who you are. It's time for all of you to prosper and shine and illuminate that gorgeous soul that lives inside of that beautiful avatar that you walk around in, whatever it looks like. So all the information is in the description box below, and I will see you at your reading. Take good care of yourselves and each other. Blessed be. Aho.